What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to a fourth series of Dope People Meet with Cavassier and myself, Green Tongue Foods, at Dope People Meet, at Cavassier, at Green Tongue Foods. Happy Thursday, y'all. How y'all doing today? Y'all going to start off that weekend? We got one more day, y'all. One more day. M-O-E. One more day, y'all. We're going to take the R out because we are almost there. We don't got over the hump. We down to the valley now. We about to hit the finish line tomorrow, y'all. So let's make sure we tune in, keep tuning in. For my people who are just now tuning in and who haven't tuned in, welcome. My name is Landon. I'm bringing to you the happy hour for Dope People Meet. And today, y'all, I got a little special treat for y'all. I know y'all see me light bright today, because it's almost Friday. I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty loud. And today, y'all, we got the grandma's house. I know, right? Like a cocktail in grandma's house. Sounds pretty interesting, right? But it's really, really dope. I'm going to explain to y'all the concept as we get through this happy hour together. And you're in good hands. So once again, y'all, this happy hour is brought to you by Cavassier. Today I'm using the VSOP. And big up to Cavassier. And make sure you add my guy PJ the Great _MGM for all of your dope events coming up. Anything that you may want to do, make sure you hit him up. He's definitely open to partnering with you guys and giving you a little bit of taste of Atlanta, as well as I am, because I am an AT alien. And I know y'all hear that southern playalistic in the background. So my AT aliens out there, you know what I'm saying? Peace up, A-Town down. And today, y'all, I'm just recap on, what we went over throughout the week before we get into the cocktail. I'm going to make you drink it twice today. We're going to sip on it twice today. It's Thursday. So, I'm feeling pretty good. Weekend's about to start. So, as I've talked about it before, Cavassier has been around for hundreds of years, and the name represents itself. So today I got my Cavassier VSOP. And by VSOP, I mean it's a very special old batch. So just because I say old doesn't mean like expired. When I mean like old, I mean simply because it's been aged. So what I mean by age, I mean like it's saturated. You gotta get all the ingredients. You're gonna taste a little bit of the grape, a little bit of the champagne, a little bit of the different wood that they use, and definitely the fermentation process too, y'all. So, like I said before, if I'm not mistaken, I think this one is about a 10 to 12 year, which it took about that long for it to age and get that sweet, smooth, grown person taste. This ain't for the babies, this for us grown folks today. If you do got babies tuning in, it's definitely educational so that they can see, how we all bring in different flavors of Atlanta, how us as people of color, we bring in so much more than what's already been stereotyped about it. So, today, y'all, I got my Cavassier VSOP, and I like this one personally because it has a little bit more of a sweet taste, but it also still has that give a Martin on for a second, a little bit of that bite in the back of it. But it's not a bad bite, y'all. It's a good bite, And so, so it's gonna be really, really dope. I like it. I use it in a lot of my cocktails, and I like it. It's a good pair. If you want to pair it with, I don't know, maybe you might want to do a chocolate cake and drop a little bit of Cavassier in there. You might be barbecue or some chicken, or someone throw some Cavassier in there. Whatever you choose to do. Be you, be creative. That's what this forum is for. And back to the grandma house. Everybody loves going to grandma. I really haven't met anybody that did not like going to grandma's house. Me personally, I'm a grandmama's boy. Definitely was a big part of my life, and definitely, this cocktail is dedicated to her. Definitely strong, sweet, simple, and it's always there, y'all. It's always gonna be there, just like Cavassier. The name ain't going nowhere. And I got my simple syrup. I know a lot of y'all probably looking like, why is my simple fail brown? Simply because I use natural products and natural ingredients. So I have my raw crystallized sugar, and I use spring water to make my simple syrup. And I also, another little like secret which I don't tell anybody, but I'm gonna tell y'all just because y'all been so good to me this week. I mix in a little bit of agave too, just in case if I can't get that taste and that flavor profile that I'm looking for, that'll definitely enhance it too. And and this little pretty little guy right here is my natural squeeze lime juice. Or if you want to get your natural lime juice from Kroger, Publix, or wherever you choose to get it at your local grocery store, you want to use your Rose's lime juice. You want to use your finest McCall. All those different brands that have lime juice. And right here, my my key ingredient is my 100% pineapple juice, y'all. Pineapple juice. Pineapple it does a lot. It helps with a lot of different things. It's a great health additive. It tastes good in drinks. You want to put it in a smoothie, whatever you choose to do. So pineapple is definitely, it's one of those great things. I know my man Kevin Hart uses some like pineapples. And today, y'all, I got my highball glass. So this is my big boy glass today, y'all, because we're getting there. It's Thursday. We don't got past the hump. So, I might put a little bit more extra into it, you know what I'm saying? And to garnish off today, I got my Clementine orange. The reason why I chose to use the Clementine orange because it has specific taste profile and it has a certain coloration that I like. So I'm not like a professor of oranges or anything like that, but I just preferably chose to use this specific orange because it's going to give it the different flavor profile and that presentation that I'm looking for. And one of the things that I did talk about yesterday was my presentation for my cocktail. So when I think about my cocktails, for those of you who are just joining in, I like to think about different notes of it. So it's definitely like being a chemist. It's like being a mad scientist, but a mad mixologist. Not like mad as an angry, but mad as in like I'm trying to create, take the craft to the next level. And a lot of my cocktails are simple and easy. The ingredients are easy to obtain. If you are in Atlanta and you aren't able to get to these specific ingredients, hit me up. I definitely will. I'll pull up on you, and I will definitely make the cocktail for you. Just for this first time, to give y'all a little snippet of who I am and what I do. Which also, tomorrow, y'all, I'm gonna pre-make one of my cocktails, and I'm gonna show you one of my cool little fun cocktail mixes that I put my drinks in when I deliver it. My girl Portion Reed had the luxury of actually purchasing a few of my items yesterday, which I appreciate that. Thanks for the love, of course. Really, really appreciate it. And also, guys, I got my gold Cavassier shaker. And that's a gold plated. I like it. It brings presentation. The cocktail, adds a little bit of flair to who I am. It brings a little bit more flair to the taste of Cavassier too, y'all. So, if you're at home, you don't have to necessarily go out and find your Cavassier shaker, but you can use any household shaker you want to at home. Even if you want to, get you 2 glasses and just, go back and forth and then pour eggs. As long as the cocktail is mixed, we all good. So without further ado, y'all, I'm gonna make it for the first time with y'all. And then we're gonna make it one more time. So that way, I'm gonna give y'all a double taste, because y'all been so good to me. And right now, y'all, we're about to bring in Thirsty Thursday because I'm making it 2 times. I got my Terra Campbell playing in the background. Can I get, yeah. My mic is gonna turn it up just a little bit. How many of y'all listen to this song growing up? Now I know just about everybody who's tuning in is probably anywhere between, my 25 and up crew. I was so excited to hit 25, so when I was in the bar life, hanging out with my friends, you know, you get a DJ be like, oh, 3, 5, and up, y'all like, yeah. But this song is really dope. I love the song. It's one of those, you know, one of those things that won't go away like Cavassier, y'all. And remember, you know, so first things first, we filled up our shaker. The next step is we're gonna fill it up with ice. How many of y'all go out? Y'all getting drunk and it's never filled all the way up. Don't y'all hate that? I know I hate it. I definitely hate giving my customers a half empty glass. Got my shawty low in the background. So you know we're gonna use Cavassier. I'm gonna do a little extra today, y'all, just because it's Thirsty Thursday. So I got, you know, this jigger right here is 2 ounces. So what I mean by 2 ounces, you know, that's realistically the portion amount of the liquor that goes into the cocktail. So I'm doing a little bit more. This is really good, you know, I'm almost going to hurt myself. I'm going to put a teeny little bit more. So what y'all got going on this Labor Day weekend, y'all? What y'all getting into? Y'all hanging out, y'all staying in, y'all getting food, y'all spending time with family. What y'all doing? What's up? Here's some feedback I got for y'all. You know, me personally, you know, because I'm in the industry, you know, I will be working, but you know, I will, you know, mix in, you know, work and fun at the same time. So, you know, definitely, if y'all got any like suggestions of what to do for Labor Day, definitely like tune in, hit us up, let us know what y'all getting into. We might pull up on y'all. You never know. Just might. And then I got my my natural simple syrup right here. Make sure I put all of it in there. Because we don't want to miss a single drop. Got my CeeLo in the background. How many of y'all miss CeeLo Green for my my ATL out there? What y'all miss CeeLo? And I got my 100% pineapple juice. I may put like a little bit more just because it's a collar cocktail glass, y'all. You know, which goes back to me reiterating the reason why I put a little bit more Cavassier in there. Because, you know, you don't want to water down the drink. But you definitely, you know, you want your customers or your family or your friends to still have the same flavor profile taste too. Right? So, you know, as I just saw my third step, I put it on top and I hit it just so, you know, the drink will go everywhere, you know, there's no liquor left behind, y'all. So just gonna give it a couple of little shakes. And now, y'all, we're gonna strain it. This is the fun part. And I might also, y'all, just top it off with a little bit more pineapple, a little bit more taste. And this is the color profile that I was looking for when making this drink. Because, you know, once again, y'all, just tap back into that, you know, you definitely want to make sure that even though your cocktail tastes good, you want it to look good too. So that's one thing that I do trying to strive for is consistency in my taste and my look. And then, you know, we're simply going to do a nice little orange wedge. I'm sorry. Yeah. A wheel, sorry. Not a wedge. This is a wheel, y'all. And I'm going to just cut it right down the middle. Boom, this is the first one, y'all. Look at that. Grandma's house. Boom. It's really good, y'all. My lemon oil was a little too big, but it's okay. You know, you still gonna use it. You know, also, you know, if you want to, if it's too big, what you guys can do, you can cut it in half and put a little slit in it too, like so, if you will. And boom, there we go, y'all. We're back again with Grandma's house. And the second, y'all, I'm gonna put a little bit of lime juice in it for y'all. You know, the first time, you know, I really just wanted to get that taste of the Tabasco with the pineapple and the simple syrup. But also, too, one thing that I was, taught, and then one thing we want to do when we make our cocktail is that we want to make sure we have an acid. That acid actually helps create that flavor profile. Unless you choose not to, and it's definitely okay. I know a lot of my people may like to look straight, and they just want to do a shot of chaser. Just something simple, y'all. But once again, this cocktail recipe is very simply made. You can find it anywhere. These glasses I actually got today at Target for 99 cents. So, if you're definitely looking for somewhere with a great cocktail appeal, we got glasses. Just hit up. You always gonna find great things in random places when it comes to creating these kind of mad mixologists inventions. This actually reminds me of it kind of reminds me like an island taste to it. If y'all have been to the islands, or you've been to a island inspired restaurant, you always got pineapple, a little bit of dark liquor somewhere mixed in with it. But definitely it brings it in there. And I'm taking another little sip of this, guys. So it's really good. And another thing too, that I did talk about as well, I talked about lighting your garnishes on fire to give it that aromatic taste and a smell too. So, definitely like if you want to just, cut the orange off of here and simply just use the peel of it. And what you can do is just create a rim that gives a flavor profile like our similar to our old fashioned. Today, y'all, we got grandma's house. Old fashioned today, you taking it back, y'all. I got my 90s MJB playing in the background. I can't do the 90s dances. I tried myself. Before I got on camera, it really didn't work. So maybe one of y'all, to help me, get to doing it. I might throw y'all, a cocktail, or also, I do food as well, because my food is significantly catered to cleaner eating, but also it's good tasting clean eating. So, you definitely have to worry about, it's healthy, it don't taste good, but I guarantee y'all, it is definitely gonna knock y'all socks off. Your reports is gonna come on and talk about the flavor profile of my food and my cocktail as well. So, definitely one thing too, which I ran out a little bit of time today, preparing this dope cocktail for y'all. I did have I had my sweet potatoes going because I was making this sweet potato pie to pair with grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? Like grandma used to always offer y'all a sweet potato or a pumpkin or an apple, one of those fun things, Just like, how I got my You should know. I remember this song at a barbecue. Labor Day weekend coming up. I know y'all gonna get on that grill. Somebody's got to get on that grill. I know I am. I love the grill, y'all. It's just something about that smell and then Frankie Beverly and Mays in the background. Laughing and joking with your cousin. You may have that favorite auntie or uncle, a cousin, that you want to like kick it with, and she was singing since COVID don't hit, y'all. Shout out to all my my older and upper heads out there. It's definitely keeping us going in this rough time, And definitely Cavassier too. That's definitely keeping us in the loop, keeping everybody together. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate that, y'all. Next thing, what I'm saying? So what are some of the recipes that y'all use when y'all grill? What is something that, maybe I could use with my cocktail that I might, throw in there, you know what I'm saying? And this cocktail is definitely fun too, y'all. And, definitely because I love it so much, I'm going to take another sip. And this is definitely, again, y'all, one of those drinks that, hey, you might be on the grill, your lady or whoever might, come up to you and, slide through one of these while you're on the grill, flipping that chicken and ribs, whatever it is you choose to put on the grill, you know what I'm saying? And it's definitely one of those cocktails to remember. And you might want to mix it up, throw a little sangria in there. You definitely use Cavassier, to make the sangria, for my people that know how to, make sangria from scratch. They put a little brandy in it, which gives it a better taste, y'all. So I might rename this. I might call this the barbecue drink. What y'all think? Call this the summertime. You know what I'm saying? The summertime is definitely one of those times where you sitting there relaxing. Today, and this is one of those cocktails that you definitely can have. And again, if you didn't catch Dope People Meet, my name is Green Tongue Food myself, and this cocktail recipe is also on my page as well. You can add me on Facebook and Instagram at all one word Green Tongue Food. Definitely, I want to talk about a little bit about my shirt too, y'all. I know that the neon colors are in for this time of the season, for however long we got to be personally. I kind of like it. Like, I really wasn't like a fluorescent, kind of guy, but, seeing how it complements everything. And I like this, What y'all think? Y'all think I should sell this color? Because I think it's pretty dope. Even if, y'all want to shoot me a little, some ideas on how I can make this more versatile, for everybody. And, just be mindful, guys, these shirts are unisex, so, definitely, if you're not sure, if you want to get it for a special someone, or, you might want to get it for your grandma, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got you a little something with Green Tongue Food, it's definitely one of those things. So, back again, y'all, to the cocktail. It's signature off of grandma's house. I know everybody likes going there, it's one of those fun things. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all, might be hitting Granny's house. Labor Day, I know Granny's still out there doing anything in the kitchen, on the grill, or, as it have you will, whatever you choose to do. But just make sure, y'all, that y'all drinking responsibly. And that, y'all not texting and driving, or, y'all not drinking and driving. Because, we definitely want to promote fun cocktails, but we also want to promote safety too, y'all. Because that's one thing that, I know a lot of, bartenders, such as myself, and mixologists really don't, talk about, but definitely, make sure y'all drink responsibly. And I'm gonna have another sip because this is like really, really dope. And I got my Cisco playing in the background, y'all, I thought about doing the blonde thing, y'all. Which nah, I ain't feeling it. No, me neither. Because these oranges look good, y'all. If you want to just take a little bite of it when you're making your cocktail, that's something you can do too. But that's one thing that I do like to do when I make my drinks. I like to have me some little finger food around when I'm cooking or when I'm making my cocktail, so that way I won't go too crazy and eat all my garnishes. So I'm gonna get into making a drink again, all right? So for those of you who didn't tune in, those of you who probably are just tuning in again, this segment is called Grandma's House with Dope People Meet and myself, Green Tongue Food, sponsored by Cavassier. So first things first, y'all, we're gonna fill up our shaker. I got my nice, beautiful shaker with me today, sponsored by Cavassier. And I got my my highball glass. Or you can call it a mixing glass. I know some of the bartenders and mixologists, we like to use these as our at the top, so our shakers. A lot of times, I know these little things can disappear, which is it's one of the things that I like to do too. So y'all ain't alone with that. And shout out to my people that are watching internationally too, y'all. Big ups to that. And, like I said before, we're gonna fill up our glass of ice. And I got my VSOP. And I got my 90s music playing in the background. And we'll put this back here. I'm gonna drop some of that in there. One thing too that y'all can do for presentation when y'all making your drinks at home, or at work, once you put the drink, the liquor in the jigger, if you use a jigger or if you put it in the shaker, you can come down with it, or if it's in here and it's a little bit left over, you can just tap it, give it a little bit more presentation, showing the customer that, hey, I got you. I'm gonna make sure you get all the remnants of the cocktail. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna get. Make sure we get everything in it. And this time, y'all, I'm gonna put a little lime juice in there. Give it that another specific profile taste that I'm looking for. And I'm gonna drop some in there. And then I'm gonna drop some pineapple juice in there. I'm just tapping, looking more pineapple. And then I'm gonna hit the shaker to make sure that the cocktail doesn't fly everywhere when you shake it. Again, I'm talking about that presentation when y'all make the cocktail. And I'm gonna take my strainer and I am going to simply just strain it. And you can see, y'all, the first one that I made without the pineapple, it gave it a darker color, but with the lime juice, it gave it a lighter flavor profile. So the taste is definitely going to give it that flavor that we're looking for this time around. So I'm not gonna put my little orange wedges I never want on there. We're gonna simply cut us another one. And boom, there we go, y'all. Number 2. So let's try this one, y'all. I'm gonna take my orange and just drop it in there. And that way too, y'all, that actually gives it a different flair to it. You got your cocktail now. Yeah, that's it right there, y'all. Yeah. So again, y'all, the name of my cocktail is called Grandma's House. This is definitely one of those cocktails too that if you're chilling on the patio or if you're just getting off work, and this is a great happy hour cocktail. And actually too, what y'all can do, if you want to, if you're out at a bar, you can simply request these items too for your bartender or your server to make for you. Again, the simple syrup may not be that same coloration, but or the same taste. But it's definitely going to be it's still going to be a great taste, y'all. If you're going to make it at home, you can make it at home too. So that's one thing that I like to do when I go out. I like to sometimes play around with the person that's taking care of us when we go out, that helps us get over that hump and that's helping us calm down. It's one of those things that caters itself forward with the cocktail ingredients. Because next thing you know, like you tell them, and then they tell somebody else, and they tell somebody else, and then they're gonna ask you, where did you find this cocktail ingredient or this cocktail recipe from? You're gonna say you found it on Dope People Meat, and you found it on Green Tongue Foods.
Hi, Landon.
Hey, Forrest, what up?
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm blessed. I'm real good. Shout out to our happy hour segment carried by Landon and our vibes curated by DJ Scrib. So I want to say thank you guys for tuning in for day 4. It is day 4. We are here. And funny enough, our special guest today is Landon himself. Green Tongue Foods on IG. Make sure you guys go and support him. He has been amazing all week, carrying these good old vibes, giving us taste of Cavassier. Our happy hour is courtesy of Cavassier. Make sure you guys drink responsibly. And we're going to get into a conversation as we take our toast. And you have been doing the toast all week. So I am actually going to do the honors and give the toast today. on behalf of you for holding it down all week. Do you have your drink ready?
Yep. Yeah, my toast ready.
Here we go. So I want to toast to good vibes, good people, dope people coming together to create such an amazing experience, courtesy of Cavassier, and to our special guest today, Landon Greentown Foods, to these Black entrepreneurs, to entrepreneurs, period, doing it big in the business and holding their own weight. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Did you feel Friday when you took that shot? Did you feel Friday when you took that?
Man, did I feel Friday? I felt all types of woo. But I'm a tough cookie, but goodness gracious, I be having to take a chaser down with that. But I don't know. Do you want to get comfortable? I want to make sure, yes, I have to have a chaser, DJ Script. I see him in the chat room. I need my chaser, okay? But
yeah, go ahead.
Landon, do you want to get comfortable? I don't know if you want to put a chair in front of the bar. I want you to be comfortable because I know we about to get into a deep combo, and I just want to make sure you are comfortable.
No, we're just gonna roll like this. Y'all been doing.
You good?
For me. Yeah.
Y'all hear real G. Hear real G. So let's pop it off just like this, straight to the point. What made you, or what sparked your interest in becoming a mixologist, a bartender, a vibe curator?
Well, at the time I was about 19, and I've always liked the bar. Like, I grew up in the industry in a way. My grandmother, she sold liquor and healthy food similar to what I do now, and I guess how I got familiar with liquor and the different attributes and different tastes, and like so and different things like that. So growing up, I saw the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise, and I saw how the bartenders they were like flaring the bottles and making all those fun drinks, and watching those movies where like let me get a iced tea and drive it through Long Island and all those like funny things. So from working with my family-owned business and watching those movies, it always sparked a curiosity with me. Which also a little backdrop about me too. I went to school for chemistry and biology, so I've always had that little spark about mixing things and seeing how they get together and what happens if I pair A with C, or if I pair Cavassier with pineapple and things like that. So it was one of those things that I definitely always had sparked the interest in me. I'm not sure if it was just the presentation of it or just the busyness of it, and definitely serving the people. I like to take care of my people.
I like that. I actually like that. So what would you say is the main challenges you face as a bartender?
I would have to say consistency and, definitely like most of all, customer service, because, I know in the industry, like things are constantly evolving and changing. There's always different ways to make cocktails, like as far as, now they're including CBD in cocktails. There are also different ways to engage with the guest. So, me, like I grew up under the old school people, which, it was pretty much like, hey guys, how you doing, and blah, blah, blah. But now, we got people coming out with sombreros, and they dressed in dashikis, and just bringing out all these different flavor profiles, all these different presentations. But, that's one of my biggest things, is definitely trying to stay consistent in the industry and bringing something new to the table each time.
So what would you say are the different type of bars you have serviced in? Because I know there are different type of bars, right, around the world. So what type of bars have you serviced in yourself?
I went from the regular old, nightclub 4 a.m. I've done fast casual dining. I've done fine dining where, you gotta come in, dressed up. I've done a lot of to-go recently as well, which that's been it's been pretty fun too. Doing a lot of cocktails on the go, which is I think that's the next wave, the next move, in which I think I might move towards too with making my cocktail.
So how do you get people to come back to you? Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not even a drinker like that. I'm a social drinker. But when I go to the bar, I'm very big on customer service for sure. And not only customer service, but it's always that one bartender that stands out no matter what. And it's always that same one you want to go to. It's like, no, can you grab him? I'm waiting on the other bartender. I don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
So like what makes people, what do you feel like brings people back to you specifically?
I think it's that 80-20 rule, which 20% of bartending is the cocktail, and the other 80% is actually you. Like you are the exact show, you're the presentation. And I know there are a lot of people that don't really like drink when they go to bars. They like like you said, like they may be a social drinker, and you may choose to come back to me or to that bartender for dope conversation. They might have treated you right, made sure you had everything you needed. But a lot of times, majority of the time when you're at the bar, it's majority conversation. So definitely, I try to make sure that I definitely stay engaged with my customers, and definitely try and stay relevant. And then most of all, make sure that they're well taken care of, anticipating the guest needs. That's the biggest thing in bartending too, anticipating the guest needs. So even if you may see like I may see that another one of my customers sitting next to me may have ordered a salad from one of my other fellow buddies and bartenders, and they may not have silver. I may run and go grab that. So it's definitely like those little key and small things that make them come back. Like filling up the waters, wiping down the bar, pre-bussing. As you may get finished with eating a dish, hey, let me take it. If you get halfway, if your drink gets halfway empty, would y'all like another one? Just those little key things that brings the customers back to me.
Okay, I can feel that. But in any business, we always make mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some mistakes we gonna make. What do you feel was one of the biggest career mistakes that taught you the greatest lesson?
I would have to say, at some point, judging a book by its cover, because I had a few customers in my past recent years, and working at those nightclubs and those after-hour spots where you may get the people that have came in drinking already, that are already lit, or whatever the case may be, or sometimes you may get guests that come in dressed like me, that are dressed down, and the next thing you know, like this individual might actually be your next stop in life, or they may pull you to the side, like, hey, like even though I look like this, you treated me right, so here's my card. I want to help you further your dreams and goals in life. So I think that was one of my biggest learning lessons. Back then, I was working I think it was at Taco Man, and I didn't realize that one of the owners of the actual brand, the brothers who owned it, was actually dining in with me one day, and it was just one of those situations where it was just me constantly running. He was dressed down, just giving like the craziest issues that a bartender or server could possibly come into, and I definitely I dropped the ball on that one. With luckily, like later on, I was like, hey, like after I found out, he pulled me to the side, like, hey, I'm X, Y, and Z. So definitely, y'all, when you out there making those drinks and taking care of your customers, don't judge a book by its cover. Make sure you always give each person the correct amount of customer service. Even if they treat you bad, kill them with kindness, y'all. Kill them with kindness.
Yes, that's some really, really good advice, period, in business. What do you feel like is your responsibility as a bartender? What do you feel like your responsibility is to service the people?
I really more so, this is, me, I think that we are the forefront of the restaurant or the service industry, because, we're the first thing that the guest sees. So, definitely, if you sit at the bar or if you're a hostess or a server and, you just sitting there, you're not greeting them, you're the face. So you always want to make sure that you're always on point and always on key. So, you want to make sure your uniform is intact. You want to make sure that your hair is groomed. You want to make sure that your nails are groomed. You want to make sure that even if you're having a bad day, definitely always greet them with the same amount of energy and that same big smile that you might have on a good day. So always stay consistent with taking care of you.
No, I can appreciate that. And I know it also comes with the setup, making sure you're well prepared. So tell us, how do you prep for each experience?
Well, for me, I like to go in a little early for my shifts to make sure that I have what I need. And definitely, for a lot of us that work in the industry, we work overnight. So, with me working from the previous night, if I'm out of something or a specific ingredient, I always create a list and make sure that I have those items for the next day. Because, like I said, you never know. You may get Tyler Perry sitting at your bar. You may get Will Smith. You may get T.I., Lil Boosie. Some of those dope people. And you may get people that really are within that same realm, but aren't as visible. So you definitely always want to definitely over prepare. I always suggest that over prepare because you just never know. It may come a day where when you don't have this item, like, oh wait, I remember I got extra lemon the other day, so we're good. And it's just those little things, that help create a smoother experience for your guests.
So let's say Tyler Perry does walk in and sit at your bar. What specialty cocktail are you making him?
Honestly, I would make something fun and festive, considering the background where he comes from, with Medea and, all his different, House of Pain and whatnot. I would personally, because, he's a big guy, I would use some kind of dark liquor or Cavassier, and I would definitely pair with some kind of floral notes and definitely, something that's fun and festive. Like when I look at an individual, I look at them like my cocktail. Like for myself, I may, you see me walk in with my fluorescent shirt on, but I'm real stern. So, the first thing that I do like to ask is do light or dark liquor. And, I look at, how you feel, and, I may get a feel from the conversation, even if it's just for the conversation.
So have you ever created your own specialty cocktail? Like the bar
name was, but I call it the pink blood passion. So it was a Ciroc peach schnapps, grenadine, cranberry, and pineapple juice. And at the time I was jack of all trades. I was serving, I was bartending, and I was busting tables at the time too. So whenever people would come in, they were like, "Let me get that pink blood passion." And the bartenders or whatever, like, "Yo, how do you make that? How do you make that?" So every time, I would consistently beat that cocktail in. Like I would definitely make sure I perfected it, make sure it was garnished right, make sure it still had the same taste. And I also taught my fellow employees on how to make the cocktail. So even if I'm not there, that drink still has the same consistency. Because I know a lot of us, we have a lot going on in life. We work, several different jobs. Because we're all, we're everyday people. So that was one of the cocktails that I specifically made at that time that people can always come back and get, even if I'm not there.
So how do you avoid being complacent in your role? And also, what marketing techniques do you use behind the bar?
Definitely, I would have to say social media for sure. I definitely, I always try and keep business cards with me, as I'm talking to the guests, when I introduce myself and say who I am, throughout the whole bar experience while you're there and giving them that great service and that great cocktail preference and profiles that, every person looks for when they go out.
Okay, so how would you say in a scenario, a client they come to the bar, they're not pleased with their cocktail. How do you handle feedback when someone is addressing the drink you made as nasty or this is not for me? So how do you like combat those type of situations?
Well, for starters, I would ask them what they ordered, and I would ask them what does it taste like. So that way, that gives me a little bit more background into what they're looking for. And for instance, like it may be a rum punch, and somebody brings it back to me like, "Oh, this don't taste right." Like, "Well, what did you have?" "Oh, I had a rum punch." "Okay, what does it taste like?" "Oh, well, it's more juice than liquor," or I'm looking for a little bit more pineapple and less cranberry. I always like to go in detail if a cocktail is wrong. Even sometimes like I may not be up to par on making a cocktail, and it may be wrong. So I always like to check back and make sure that it's always good. Like I said, going back and checking on the customer and making them feel welcome.
I love how big you are on customer service. I think that's very, very important because I even mentioned this yesterday on the live with Sue Solo. Like when I go out, I want to be wine and dine. I want the experience. So I think that's very important. So how would you say you measure your event success? So rather if you are in a nightclub or if you are at a private event, how do you measure the success of the event for yourselves?
Well, sometimes I like to take a step back and get a entire viewpoint of everything. So as I'm working, I like to. It's like it's a point of view for me. So I look at it's all synchronized in my head. So even if you sit down at my bar or if you sit down at the table, I may look at from the time you came in to how clean the menus are. I look at how my staff is treating the other customers. I look at how I'm treating people. I make sure that I try to make sure that their water is filled, or if the table is dirty or the bar is dirty, I try to make sure to keep it clean at all times. And definitely, I like to go through if I'm working at a bar or nightclub. I'm like, hey y'all, like how's the service? How's everything? And definitely too, even once you get ready to leave my establishment or where I'm at, how was the service? Like, so what do y'all think? Like, what do you think that I can improve on that can help bring people back? And I know one of the biggest things too that a lot of us do in the industry, whether working at a nightclub or a bar, because we think that it's a nightclub or an after-hour spot or a bar, you may think that customer service isn't important. Like, no, like these are customers too. Like, it's how this is how we pay our bills, and this is how that bar or restaurant keeps their lights on. You know what I'm saying? So feedback is always important. Even if you are a little shy, I can say myself that this is the most that I've spoken in a very long time. And definitely I'm getting more into speaking a lot more and asking for more feedback.
Okay, and so I know, outside of the feedback, we want to get to the coins. Like the coins is going to measure how much I really enjoyed this event and how successful it really was for me myself. So let's talk about your least paying gig and be honest with us.
Um, wow, I've had a lot of those. I want to say my first gig, I was actually doing an event for for a family relative, and it's pretty much like word of mouth or whatever. And I was promised a set amount, when I got there, and once the event was over, I only got $50, which it was kind of sucky for me, but as I thought about it once it was over, I was like, hey, like I got a lot of great feedback and a lot of social media presence. So even if you get those events that aren't high paying, but you still get the experience and the exposure. And it's like for us that work in the industry, you may get that one customer that may leave you like a $2 tip on a $100 tab. But then next thing you may get the next customer and may give you a $60 tip on a $30 tab. So definitely like it always balances itself out. So, for my people that are just now getting into the industry and that are like, man, I'm not making no money or whatever, like, don't worry about the money. Like, the money's going to come. Just, make sure y'all focus on the service. And, even if you miss this person, the next person is going to bless you. Trust me. I've been in the industry for over 9 years. I've seen it and I've been through it.
I definitely agree with that. The money is definitely going to come. You definitely want to make sure you are giving the service to the people first and foremost. But I will also say, when it comes down to the money, that's why too, in contrast, that I have learned, because I feel like we all have been there where we had a gig that was supposed to pay us a certain amount and it didn't. And we ended up getting the short end of the stick, but they got the full experience from us. So I say that you always got to make sure, no matter what, this is my guaranteed pay for this gig. No matter who come in that door, at the end of the day, I'm getting paid this certain amount plus tips or gratuity, however you want to go about it. But you just want to make sure you lock yourself into a great partnership and a great deal, because people will definitely give you the short end of the stick no matter what, no matter how great of a job you did. It's almost like, well, it's your loss. Like, you agreed to this and it's what it is. So make sure, guys, as entrepreneurs, you are locking in that bottom line. Like, no matter what, I'm getting this dollar amount. At the end of the day, I don't care if 2 people showed up or 50 people showed up. I'm still getting what I am owed, what I deserve. So I'm glad you even spoke about that. Now, I now went a little deep, but I wanted to talk about one of the most memorable, I said most memorable moments of your career thus far.
I got a lot of stories.
Give us your top 2 events. You do top 2, top 3, depending on how many you want to talk about. Give us top 2, top 3.
I want to say I did a art gallery event with Change Makers, and he was a up and coming Black artist who specifically touched on the realm of Black art through Jet Magazine. So what he simply did was create those pioneers that paved the way, for people of color to actually be known and be seen. So, I'm there, my company is there, bartending, we doing blah, 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 whatever. And, it just so happened that Jadena walks in. And, I'm like, I'm really not like big on, celebrities. Like, I don't get like starstruck or whatever, but, I also was able to promote what I do. And, great guy, awesome dude. I actually had the opportunity to, make him a cocktail, make his people a cocktail, and actually just sit down and, get to know him more about the business, like, and get to know his feedback on what it is that I can do better, or, vice versa, like what is, some of the things that he can do better to engage his crowd. And that was one of the greatest things for me. And definitely being one of the individuals that helped host the BET Block Party on Peter Street, a lot for the past couple of years, working with T.I. and Grand Hustle and all those things, forming and bonding a relationship with those individuals too. And even like the little small events that I did, and working with those Fortune 500 companies too that actually enjoy my services. So there are a few great events that I've had where I've enjoyed the experiences, just to name drop or whatever.
Dope. Now, what would you say is like the turning point of your career? What was like the turning point? Because I think I told you this. I'm not sure if I did. I think I did, but you are highly recommended by Cavassier to bring you on board to be our mixologist for the entire week. So to me, that's very important. That's very big when you are recommended specifically out of so many other bartenders to host our live. So what would you say was the turning point of your career to where you are highly recommended by individuals?
I would have to say notoriety, because even before Dream Tongue was formed, I was in the industry. I was, I worked in every different field of the industry, and definitely like just creating a name for myself without even creating a name for myself, and just being nice and, taking care of every single last person, even if I'm busting tables and taking trash off the table. It's just like those little things that help me gain my success and where I am today.
What would you say is the best career advice you have received so far?
I would have to say recently, the best advice from just watching and learning from LL Cool J, Jamie Foxx, Denzel, and recently, even the passing of Chadwick in Black Panther, just learning from those different individuals, and I was telling my lady friend that Denzel actually paid for Chadwick's tuition without him even knowing it. And one of the things that that both of them did mention, Chadwick, he said that honoring Denzel, he said, let he who waters be watered. And from Denzel, he said that, which it stuck in my mind and it resonated, that eventually, if you sit in a barbershop long enough, eventually you're gonna get a haircut, which means that, even though that people always tell you no, no, and no, which, that's one of the things that I've recently, came to come to pass, the past several years of being, even with my experience being as good as I am, just staying consistent and remembering that somebody's always watching. Somebody's always watching what you do. So even if, you may not get that one gig or get that one performance or, that whatever you're looking for, you may not get it, first 2, 3, 4, 5 times, but eventually, like, you're going to get your next break.
I love that. What would you say has been the most rewarding so far in your career, and what has been the most challenging in your career?
I want to say the most rewarding is being able to create a platform for what I do. So, realistically, what I do is, my services, I provide clean and holistic healing through food and cocktails, which, I know it sounds kind of crazy, like holistic healing through cocktails, which, I do understand that, liquor is a depressant, but also as well, pairing different ingredients like these that actually keep you going. And, I know a lot of people don't like that nasty drunk feeling. People still want to be able to go home at night and be able to go to work the next morning, or whatever it is you choose to have to do that next day. That's definitely what my company provides. My slogan is let thy food be thy medicine, which means that let those items heal you. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely those things affect our day to day, which I know a lot of us really don't think about that, but food and what we consume is what impacts us throughout the entire day. So you're like, oh man, I feel a little groggy, I feel really bad. Simply because what you chose to put into your body, and it will show, guys. So definitely be mindful of what you choose to consume. And I want to say, like, one of my bad turning points was not being consistent at some point in what I do. Even if I only got like one food order a day, or I may only get like 1 or 2 customers, still giving for that same effort and that same energy. Because if you consistently give that same energy, that's one of the things that that Prince did. Even though that his first gig, he was in high school, 17, and he really had a big of a crowd. So going from having 2 people at your event to having next thing you got 2,000, just staying consistent and giving that same energy no matter what.
Dope. Really super dope. So I want to talk about balance within your industry. Let's talk about balance. How do you balance your personal life? That could be on a personal level with yourself, but I also heard you mention a lady friend. So balancing even dating and being in this industry, because I know, like, it can cause a lot of insecurities and issues being in the nightlife or these day parties or these intimate events where they may not be able to come with you and see you in action. So what is that like, balancing your life and your personal life in your career?
Well, I would have to say, if you choose to, whatever career you choose to go into, the best advice that I was given is, somebody once said to me, if if you love what you do it for free. And I stand by that. So definitely choosing a career that is not only hard and work ethic, but also making sure that it's fun too. So choose something that you not also can work with, but something that you can also play with. Because being in the industry, like you may not be able to have guys night or have girls night, but if you working, like yo, like I'm working tonight, so I know we got our thing that we do every Wednesday or every Tuesday or Saturday or whatever. Come pull up on me, like okay, cool, I got you. So that's definitely one of the upsides to it. One of the downsides too. When it comes to dating and being in the industry, definitely being consistent, being upfront and honest with, what you do in life, and definitely choosing a mate that understands what you do and that respects your craft and that won't hinder you. So you definitely, you want to find something in your career where you can equally yoke with it, and definitely a partner that is also going to be equally yoked and love what you do and you love what they do, and then y'all come together, and then boom, next thing you got a whole powerhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I love that. Love that. And I want to speak before we get out of here. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have any questions you want to ask Landon, please drop those in the Q&A box so I can get those questions answered for you. I would definitely make sure I do that for you guys. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk to you about the new state of the world and the new sanitation guidelines and safety procedures. What is your knowledge on that, and how do you incorporate that into your routine, and how has it become difficult maybe for you due to the new orders, safety orders?
Right. So pretty much the things that are out now, for us that are in the industry, a lot of us go through surf safe certifications. So, with surf safe, it's pretty much just health and food and liquor guidelines to how you're supposed to sanitize, wipe down, and do things like that. So, for me personally, because of COVID, they've heightened it times 10. And realistically, like the things that like, hey, you have to wear a mask here at work, or wear gloves and make sure that you always wipe down, which is one of the things that the people that have taught me when growing up in this industry, that's the main key factor for me. And with taking care of the guests. So, definitely because of COVID, I know a lot of us feel the impact of it. I feel the impact of it. I see it every day from being in the industry. And the safety guidelines, I know it can be a little bit harder for a lot of us, but definitely, guys, safety is first. So even when it comes
Yes.
down to washing your hands every like 30 seconds for 30 seconds to a minute, but I know a lot of times, even like when it goes to wiping down the bar, like I know those little things, going that extra mile to make sure that people are safe, it may take away from a guest experience, but at the same time, like, with still being clean, say, hey, like, even though COVID is going around, I can say, like, I am going to come back to this bar to see this person because they always stay clean and stay healthy.
Dope. Well, while we await our guests in the chat room, our dope people in the chat room, to, ask you any questions possible, I want to play a game with you.
Okay.
So it's a 10-question game. You got 10 seconds to answer. You get one pass. Do not break my rules.
All right.
Let's go. Migos or Travis Scott?
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. Day party or nightclub?
Day party.
Day party. Atlanta or Miami?
Atlanta.
Atlanta all day. The Baby or Lil Baby?
The Baby.
The Baby. Grand Theft Auto or NBA 2K?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, GTA. Year 2019 or year 2020?
2020.
Year 2020. Hip hop or R&B?
Hip hop.
Hip hop, Lakers or the Rockets?
Rockets.
Rockets. Basketball or football?
Football.
Football. Saweetie and Quavo or Cardi B and Offset?
Cardi B and Offset.
Cardi B and Offset. Let's run back one of those questions I asked you.
Okay.
Let's run back one of those questions I asked you. Hip hop and R&B. You told me R&B, right?
Hip hop.
Hip hop. You did say hip hop. Hip hop. Why?
I mean, I understand that hip hop was created off of R&B, but hip hop gives a different soul to the music. And me growing up, I grew up off a lot of hip hop. You know, me, I'm an old head. Even though I'm young, I listen to a lot of EPMD, Eric B. and Rakim, Tribe Called Quest, LL Cool J, Naughty by Nature, a lot of Tupac, a lot of Biggie, a lot of Nas, so forth and so forth. You know, I listen to a lot of different old school music. You know, even sometimes, you know, you may catch me listening to the Whispers, or you may catch me listening to Heat Wave, you know, and all those other different things. But it remixes and it brings it into it. But I like hip hop. Like it says more. Like there's more meaning into hip hop than rap. Like hip hop actually tells the story of our culture. And you know, hip hop is me, and I am hip hop. Even though, you know, I may not rap, but it tells the tale of who we are as a culture, and you know, bringing in those different things in the music industry where, you know, during slavery, where we used drums and, you know, we spoke patois and Twi, and, you know, today, you know, we speak like a lot of like Geechee and Gullah, which is one of my ancestors, you know, when I first heard 10 tribes in America, you know, which we are Aboriginal. So, you know, we use those different forms of things to create hip hop and create language. So hip hop resonates in all of us. So that's why I chose hip hop.
Love that answer. Is there anything you want to bless our audience with before we get up out of here? Any gems, any knowledge, anything you want to give us?
I would have to say, as far as knowledge goes, for y'all who don't know, you know, I am an Aboriginal. You know, my ancestors were one of the first 13 tribes here in America. And, you know, I definitely want to give a shout out to, you know, one of the individuals that, you know, that are currently still helping me cultivate into who I am as a person. You know, Dr. Ali Muhammad, you know, definitely look him up on Instagram and Facebook at the God of Healing as well. You know, he specializes in a little bit more of what I do, but with a twist. So, you know, pairing science with food and, you know, talking about the things that, you know, we as people of color actually had in our culture that we may have steered away from, and teaching us exactly, you know, who we are and what we are as well. So, you know, definitely big shouts out to, you know, Dr. Ali Muhammad, and, you know, at the God of Healing on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, I love that. I want to say thank you so much again, Landy. You have been amazing all week. I greatly appreciate you for curating the vibes, courtesy of Cavassier. It's been such an experience. We have one more day. Guys, with Dolo Dorsey on tomorrow. So please be sure to tune in. Also, go back to YouTube and watch the recaps of all the other panelists we had all week. Please feel free to do so. I greatly appreciate you guys. Make sure you're also following us on Instagram at Dope People Meet. Also, check out our website at dopepeoplemeet.com. Everything is up to date on there. Subscribe to our mailing list so you can get all the updates, news updates of whatever we got going on. Also, we're going to do a sale this weekend. So make sure you guys check us out on dopepeoplemeet.com to cop some new merch. Cop some new merch, support entrepreneurs in this business. You know, it's a tough time in this world right now. So please support us, give back to us, to our creative community. I want to say thank you guys for tapping in. I see you guys in the chat room. I see you guys tuning in all week. We greatly appreciate the support. And also follow me at Portia Marie, PorchiaMarie. I am the CEO of Dope People Meet, and none of this would be possible without you guys. And also, follow the Powerhouse, the PM Firm, THEPM Firm. Please follow the Powerhouse because none of this would be possible without the PM Firm. And I want to say thank you so much, Landon. We look forward to happy hour again with you tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys tap in. Bring your friends. It's Friday. It's going to be the last day of the Nightlife experience. So I just want you guys to tap in. Let us end this week with a bang so we can go to Labor Day weekend celebrating life and loving on our family and loved ones. Thank you so much. I love you guys. And I will see you guys on tomorrow. Later.
Later.